What's going on, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, I'm gonna do a tier ranking list of a lot of altcoins, a lot of popular altcoins from my list, and also in the top 100 of crypto, also including Bitcoin, which is not technically an altcoin before people correct me, and a few disclaimers. So, of course, I can't include every single crypto project on Earth, so I've just put some that belong to my portfolio, some that are very popular and don't belong to my portfolio. So, of course, I can't put like hundreds and hundreds in a single video, otherwise they would be like literally 2 hours long. So expect more of this in the future. Let me know if you guys like it, and I'm very happy to do more, and even perhaps to specific niche. I can do one for gaming, one for AI, or whatever. So before you get bothered that I didn't include your favorite crypto, just be understanding that I can't put like hundreds of projects in a single video. And the last disclaimer, I am Cipro. This is my YouTube channel. This is my personal opinion. It's not financial advice. Again, if you want to have your opinion, create a YouTube channel yourself and make a video like this. So this is just my own opinion. I'm just a dude on the internet that just tells you what he invests on. So just take this video as you please. And now, without any further ado, I'm actually gonna get started. So of course I want to start off talking about Bitcoin. Where do I see Bitcoin from here? Bitcoin is 40K right now, around 40K, 41. I do see maybe in the 120 to 150K range. I don't think we're gonna go past the 150K mark. You hear some people on the internet that they think that Bitcoin is gonna go to 1 million. That is not gonna happen, at least on this cycle. So I'm gonna play it a bit conservative, and I'm gonna say 3x. I think that 3x is a safe bet. I think that we're gonna go to at least 100K at the peak of the cycle. Now, I wouldn't include this in a portfolio of somebody that has like 1 grand, because you need to take more risks. So I would include Bitcoin only in portfolios that have a significantly high net worth, because it's the safest investment that you can do in crypto right now. You're not gonna get those 100x plus returns. So I'm gonna put 3x for the sake of this video. And by the way, these after Bitcoin, they're literally in no particular order. So no, they're not like ranked in terms of like importance or sentiment or whatever. Now, the next one is Karate Combat. This is an interesting one because it's an actual fighting organization. Look at it as like the UFC of crypto. They have professional fighters, and they also have like influencer fights. So they have a lot of stuff, and it's a system that has up only gambling, meaning that you only can win. So if you lose, basically nothing happens, but if you win the tokens, just like you're gambling. So it's basically risk free. Now, is this sustainable in the long term? Perhaps. A lot of people are comparing this to staking, and that makes sense because they kind of lose tokens either way, if you really think about it. But I do think that the hype is gonna wear off after a bit. I think that it's gonna pump a lot in the short term. It's pumping like crazy even now that the market is extremely red, but the tokenomics are really bad. There's crazy dilution coming into the equation, that the allocations are really bad. So in my opinion, it's not gonna be a great investment. So in my opinion, probably from here, I would say a 20x. And also, I didn't say before, but these X's are basically if you invest into this project today. Let's say that you have 0, you enter the crypto market today, you invest in this project today. So of course, this is not from the moment that I bought this project. I don't even hold all of these projects to begin with. But yeah, just keep that in mind, okay? Now, this next one is going to be MinLayer. MinLayer is a scaling solution for Bitcoin. It's a layer 2 for Bitcoin, essentially, and for all of the services that are going to enhance the decentralization, scalability, speed of transaction, cost of transaction. This is extremely needed. MinLayer is one of my top 5 picks for the upcoming bull run to begin with. I am super bullish on this project. I do believe that this can even achieve 100x from today's price of 70 cents. However, I'm going to try to keep it relatively safe. I'm going to say 50x, but I wouldn't be surprised if it even does 100x from this. And if you were in my Patreon, you would be already like 5 to 6x on this. So if that was to do 100x, it would be literally 500 to 600x, which blows my mind. Cardano, very popular coin that people tend to share on these days, and for good reason, because the reality is that most coins that were very strong in the previous cycle, they're not going to break the previous all-time high. And Cardano did it on the previous bull run, actually. It's one of the it's one of the outliers. It went up to a higher all-time high, breaking all odds. But is this going to happen again? I really doubt it. I do believe that Cardano right now is a medium risk to low reward coin. So in my opinion, it just belongs to the previous bull run. I personally made more than 100x on Cardano in the previous bull cycle, and it was one of my top gainers. However, I would not buy Cardano at all today. The risk to reward ratio is just not worth it. So I'm gonna say 5x. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if we went to a 10x. However, I mean, I'm gonna take it with a pinch of salt. I'm gonna say 5x from today, and it's definitely higher risk than something like Bitcoin. So yeah, I would just not hold it. XRP is essentially a stable coin. I don't wanna just waste too much time talking about this coin, but if you're thinking that this is going to hundreds of dollars, unfortunately, it's not possible. It's super centralized. All of these people behind it are extremely greedy and they're gonna take profits literally at any moment. Just look at when the lawsuit was won and the price pumped and then it dropped like 50% in a matter of a couple of weeks. In my opinion, this is actually the worst investment that you can make in crypto. I would literally just almost prefer to buy USDT and just leave it there than buy an XRP. So I'm gonna say 3x, but in my opinion, it's even gonna struggle to reach the 3x mark. I think that it's probably gonna go between 2x and 3x. And yeah, why just not buy Bitcoin? It's lower risk and potentially even higher reward. So yeah, blows my mind that people there's still XRP maxes in the world, like crazy, dude. Oh my god. Solana, I'm very bullish on the Solana ecosystem overall. I think it's one of the best coins in terms of like high caps for making a relatively safe investment that is still gonna give you like decent returns. 20x would probably be too much of a stretch, but I also think that I would be playing it too conservatively if I was to say 5x. So I'm gonna say 10x. And Solana is probably, I would prefer to have Solana than coins like Ethereum or Bitcoin in my portfolio. I do believe that it's a little higher risk, but I also do believe that it's going to yield higher returns. So yeah, definitely I would encourage people that are looking for a high cap with a good risk to reward ratio to invest in Solana for sure. And stuff that is built on Solana as well, as a result, is going to pump a lot. So all the games that are built on Solana, other projects that are built on Solana, they're all going to pump a lot. In my opinion, this is going to be definitely the bull run of Solana. Ethereum, I think that is going to sit between the 5 to 10x. Now, I'm probably going to play a little conservative right here. I'm going to say 5x. However, I could arguably just put it in the 10x territory. I think it's going to sit between the two. There's so many projects that have better tech than Ethereum, but Ethereum is probably not going to go anywhere just because of the backing and just how big of a place it holds in the crypto sphere. I don't think Ethereum is going to go anywhere, at least in this bull cycle. The one after, maybe we could talk about it, but in this bull cycle, Ethereum is not going to go anywhere, and between 5 to 10x is definitely reasonable for me. BNB, I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, it's relatively safe, although I wouldn't put it as safe as something like Bitcoin or Ethereum. I would say 5x. Avalanche is an interesting project because although, yeah, I do believe that it's going to break its previous all-time high, I'm not super bullish on Avalanche per se, but I'm very bullish on the Avalanche ecosystem. I'm very bullish on the video games that are being built on the Avalanche chain because, of course, it's much faster, it's much cheaper to build. There's a lot of projects that are being built right now, like Bloodloop, that is still yet to be released. I'm super bullish on other projects like Shrapnel. There's Playable. There's a lot of projects that are actually being built on Avalanche that are definitely worth mentioning. So in my opinion, Avalanche is going to do quite well. I'm going to say 10x. Maybe it's going to do a little less, probably not more than 10x, but yeah, it's a very solid project if you're even looking to diversify in high caps. ICP, very interesting one. Now, this is arguably one of the best tech that crypto can offer. However, I say this plenty and plenty of times on this channel that I'm not in crypto to invest in the best tech in the market. I honestly can't care less. I'm here to make money like the majority of people. And in terms of financial investment, ICP is probably not the best that you can do. The market cap is massive. It's heavily centralized. There's literally 99% of allocation to the insider. This is probably not going to pump at 20x. Probably, arguably, 5 to 10x. I'm going to play it safe and say 5x. I wouldn't be surprised if it does a 10x, but it's not going to do more than that, and it's very risky investment, in my opinion, just because of all the centralization and price manipulation that this project has had in the past. I know it was manipulated by SPF and FTX. It's just not a good outlook. It's heavily centralized. I don't see this going very well as a financial investment, but I do believe that this is a great project in terms of tech. But again, I'm here for the money. Just like you that you're probably watching this video. Uni by Uniswap. This is an absolutely useless token. In general, like DEX tokens have no sort of utility whatsoever. This, in my opinion, is a terrible project that I wouldn't hold in my portfolio. Although Uniswap is a great platform, it's literally the OG of DEXs. This token has no clear use case, so I'm gonna say 3x. Jasmine, oh my god. Jasmine is arguably the worst chart that you can see in crypto. The Japanese Bitcoin, yeah, sure. 261 million in market cap. Look, this is literally as flat as a pancake. It's literally the worst chart of crypto. No, the chart is not everything, and I do agree on that. However, you can't just make this up. It's 99.89% from all-time high. This is not going to recover. This is an incredibly terrible and super centralized project that is already very high market cap as well. I don't care what they're building. I don't care what tech they have. This is just terrible. Just absolutely stay away. Nobody even cared when they actually went to the top of the bull run, when everything was pumping. It wasn't even able to come anywhere near the previous all-time high. I would stay absolutely aware from this, and you'll be lucky to get a 3x from here. It's probably like a 2x max. DexCheck is an interesting one. It's a competitor of DexTools, so it's a platform in which you're going to be able to see if a token has taxes, the movement, the charts, all of the red flags that a project might have. Is very good, especially for the people like me that do gem hunting and invest into these micro caps and low cap gems. Very good and user-friendly interface. They also offer very good premium products by just staking the tokens. They have a partnership with ChainGPT. Very, very bullish stuff. However, it's a little more niche than all these projects that I'm talking about right here. So because of that, I'm probably going to say 20x, but I might be a little too liberal in this price prediction. Maybe 10 to 20x is reasonable. Sei is a very, very interesting project. I can kind of compare it to Solana in the fact that it's very heavily influenced by institutions, and institutions love it. Smart money is what moves the market anyway. It's a layer one, great project. The tech is fantastic. It's probably one of the most interesting projects in the market right now. However, it's very high market cap. It's already like, I think like 3x from the moment in which I brought this project to the YouTube channel. I'm gonna say 20x, but if it does a 10x, I'm not going to be surprised. Very good project, and I think the Sei could literally have the bull run of Solana in the previous bull run. Yes, this is quite heavily centralized. However, the tokens are locked until April to May 2025. So in my opinion, as long as you take profits before the actual investors and institutions where their tokens are locked, I do believe that you're in for making a lot of profits into this project. Rightstream is one of my new favorite projects, one of my discoveries. When everybody was talking, all of your favorite YouTubers were talking about this project being a scam, me and my patrons are literally 3x from these investments. A lot of people were just fudding it while not even doing their research and not even knowing what this project is about. They see a bad chart and they don't even understand that they just changed the token address, and that's why it went momentarily to zero, because they were literally updating the token address in the back end. People just FUD it, they don't even do their research. Honestly, it's super unethical, but in this project, we actually are about fundamentals, we're about charts, we're about tokenomics, we're about everything, and we actually do research. I actually conduct hours and hours of research every day. So I do believe that this is gonna pump a lot. The market cap is 5 million, so to just do a 2x, you have to add 5 million to the equation. It's not rocket science. This aims to be the Netflix of Web3. They're gonna have dozens of hundreds, perhaps, of TV shows and movies. They also come from Web2. All Right is the Web2 counterpart of this. The team is fantastic. The CEO has 30 years plus of experience in the TV and movie industry. They also have their own launchpad for TV shows and movies. Very, very bullish on this project. I do believe that this is probably going to pull... I do believe that this is still in a 100x territory, just because of the fact that it's so small in market cap, and this industry is going to skyrocket. Wow, is this the first project that I actually put in the 100x plus? Wow, damn guys. Just press up the like button for all the alpha that I'm bringing here, and for having you make a lot of money if you follow my right call, if you are in my Patreon, which I'm going to talk about in a second. Me and my Patreon community are in crazy profits. Big Time is another interesting project. I think that the market cap is massive. Personally, this was one of my short-term trades because I made a 8x on Big Time shortly after the listing. I will not buy Big Time right now because it's 132 million in market cap. Also, it's a single game. Usually game aggregators and gaming studios that push out a lot of games tend to do much better in the long run. I literally bought here when it was 15 cents and I sold around 80. So yeah, crazy returns that are made for me and my Patreon community. Yeah, it had a very heavy correction ever since, but I just wouldn't bother buying right now. It's just too big in market cap. I think you'll be lucky if you get a 10x out of this. I'm gonna just put it there for the sake of it. Kaspa, that's an interesting one because that is one of the biggest allocations of my portfolio. I'm a strong believer in the tech. However, I also do want to say that this appeals more to retail rather than institutions. Some people are saying that they see Kaspa as a store of value, some other people as a digital currency. I do believe that this is a digital currency. It doesn't aim to replace Bitcoin. The tech is arguably some of the best in the market right now, but Kaspa still has a lot of things to prove. This is also the first bull run that Kaspa has. A lot of things to prove for Kaspa. I wouldn't be surprised if Kaspa reaches $5 plus. However, I'm going to play it relatively conservative, and I'm going to say that Kaspa is going to reach reach the $2 to $0.5 range, which will put it at 20x if you were to enter Kaspa right now. I think that this is the most realistic prediction that I can say. But if Kaspa goes to $5, I will heavily support it, and I do strongly believe that it can happen. It just needs the tier 1 exchange listings. If this is listed to Binance, Kraken, Coinbase, I don't have any doubts that this can reach even a 50x from here. Now, GFAL is a great project, and it actually had a very heavy correction, so I wouldn't hesitate buying GFAL even right now below the 3 cents mark. It's pretty much a very heavy discount that we were waiting for GFAL for ages at this point. From this price, from this recent correction, I'm gonna say 50x. This project is great. It's one of the best teams in crypto gaming. The founder was one of the senior people in EA. Everybody has a fantastic background in the gaming industry and Web3 space. Fantastic projects, probably going to do extremely well. When it was almost touching 5 cents, I was not really recommending this investment, but now that it's down to that level of market cap, yeah, a 50x could even be possible for sure. Arion Network, this is another controversial one, but the team is legit. The founder was one of the early people working during the ICO of Ethereum. They just moved to the mainnet, so a lot of things to prove. They're also going to build their own DEX. Loads and loads of things. They use a proprietary consensus mechanism that is called proof of area, which is a mixture of proof of work and proof of stake. A lot of things to prove from area, but I don't know. I'm going to say 20x from here is probably possible. It's a very high risk investment. So because of that, I'm just going to say high risk to medium reward for this. Little Up Games. This is probably one of my top 3 gaming picks, arguably still in my top 5 altcoins for the upcoming bull run. It's in esports, okay? So it blends crypto, gaming, and esports. There's a lot of money that is going to be poured into this project. They just merged with Elixir, which is the gaming studio owned by Square Enix, publisher of Final Fantasy. Square Enix is literally one of the biggest game publishers on earth. A lot of bullish things to come. They're also developing 2 extra games and the mobile version of Cyber Titans, which is the main game, that the only one published right now. I think it's in alpha testing tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if it even goes to 100x from here. So I'm definitely going to say 100x plus. Definitely possible. Alaska Gold Rush. This is another interesting one. The market cap is 4 million, so it's still very, very small. What I love about this gaming project is that their economy is fantastic. They basically have hard items like weapons and stuff that are essentially tradable as NFT. So this solves one of the main problems afflicting the gaming industry, which is the tokenization of in-game assets. And wow, this is also shielded by Alex Becker. They joined the Neo Tokyo network as part of their NFT collection. Alex Becker is definitely going to pump our bags on this one. I would say 50x from here, definitely possible, perhaps even more. Eldarune is another RPG style of game that has massive backing and massive ambitions, in the sense that they're also going to develop other games. Words of Illuminus, I think is the name, is the main one, but they also have a trading card game. They also have different games and AI as a service. It's also an AI as a service platform. They also are behind a holding that is working towards metaverse and a lot of different niches. It's a very, very ambitious project, and the market cap is ridiculously small. I think we're still sitting below 2 million in market cap. I'm gonna say 50x, and I'm being conservative with this. Hello Labs. This is an interesting one because the market cap is around 100 million. It's still arguably in the same niche of Rivestream. However, they do have different products. I'm gonna say 20x from here, just because the market cap is massive, and I do also believe that this is a project very based on hype, because it's shielded by your favorite crypto influencers, and it's shielded by actual massive influencers in the crypto and Web3 sphere, because those people are also going to be judges in the main show produced by Hello. However, I do believe that after the show is released, this is not as ambitious as a project as Rivestream, in my opinion. So it's probably going to decline a little bit after the TV show. And because of that, I'm going to say 20x. But it could do better. I mean, if you got in very, very early, you probably are in for a great return. So no, I'm not calling this a scam. I'm not calling this a bad investment. But I just do believe that the early investors are the people that are going to make 100x plus. And if you were to enter the market right now, I wouldn't expect more than a 20x. And I'm being realistic. And if anyone is telling otherwise, it's probably just being a moon boy, or they just want you to pump his back. Injective. Now, this is a project that I made multiple X's during the bear market. I discovered this when it was literally $1. It's going to do extremely well. It's one of the fastest layer 1 blockchains. It's built for finance, as they describe it. And it has a clear niche, crazy good products, very massive institution adoption. This project is still gonna do very well. I'm gonna say 10x just because it pumped so freaking much during the bear market. But if you got in when it was $1, like how I got in, you probably are in for multiple 100x's. Color AI, another interesting project in the AI sphere. However, the team is not docked, so you'll definitely take a bigger risk when investing in a project like this. However, the tech is there. It's very centered on the usage and renting of GPUs. Very good projects. I'm still gonna say 20x. It could perhaps do even more, but it's a very risky investment, and there's still a chance that this project is gonna rug on you. So yeah, I'm just gonna play it relatively conservative for this. PCP, this is decent. However, I'm not super bullish on this. I don't believe that this is gonna do 100x from here. I'm gonna say 20x. Beam. Now, this project is literally 1 billion in market cap. It's a project that is shielded by Alex Becker, and that's why it actually pumped so much in the last couple of months. Relatively safe in the gaming sphere. It's one of the highest caps in terms of gaming that are like mainstream, or however you want to call it. I'm gonna say 10x. It could even do less than that. It's probably not going to do more than that just because the market cap is so damn high. And that's what people need to understand, that if you're looking for massive returns, you probably should stay away from projects like this. These are probably to just diversify your portfolio. If you're looking for high caps, they are relatively low risk, but can still give you decent returns. Now, this is probably better than buying projects like ICP or even Ethereum, but 10x, yeah, probably just makes sense. Render AI. This is one of the projects that, in my opinion, is going to be another one of the outliers that is going to surpass the previous all-time high from the previous bull run. However, I don't expect this to do 100x. I'm going to say 10x from the sake of this video, but it could even do a 20x for sure. Solidus AI Tech. This is literally a legendary pick. It's in my top 5 altcoins. I discovered this literally at the bottom. I called this at the bottom. I sent a buy alert on the 1st of January. You can literally see my proven track record on my Patreon. I literally called the bottom. I'm already, what, a 5 to 6x over this, and I wouldn't be surprised if this does even a 200x from here. I could literally be in 1000x territory for me and my Patreon community, which is crazy. So that's why I definitely encourage you guys to join my Patreon if you're looking to discover these gems first, before I bring them out to the YouTube, before I even mention them. Still has a lot of potential. I'm gonna say 100x plus, and to me this is a no-brainer. I made already a full video of review in which I did the analysis of the tech and the projects, the back and the partners, etc. Definitely check it out if you're interested in looking at this project. Grapecoin is another interesting one. It has seen a good decline over the last couple of weeks. However, pretty much everything in the market is red. I do believe that we touched the bottom, and I do believe that this is going to recover. I'm not going to say 100x from here, but I definitely do believe that there's a lot of hype surrounding this project. They have a clear roadmap. The team is great. They have a lot of games being released. So even if everybody fuzz it, I don't really care. I do believe that with this drop that we've seen, we can still do a 50x from here. Cornucopias. Now, this is not one of the strongest gaming projects, in my opinion. However, I do believe that it's going to do quite well. You can also purchase nodes as a means of passive income. Very good stuff. I'm going to play it relatively conservative, and I'm going to say 20x. However, in terms of risk to reward ratio, there's definitely better projects that I prefer for the gaming sphere. AWT, this is another one of my favorite projects. It's a legit project, guys. It's a $100 million valuation before even the first game is released to the public. It's backed by AMD, by Google, by Microsoft, by Epic Games. They're having the first game listed on Steam, and it's going to be released, I think, at the Q1 of 2024. They just announced a partnership with Chainlink. They have literally like 10 games to be released in the next couple of years. This is one of the big sleepers. I was literally the first YouTuber talking about this project again. And if anything, I'm happy that more people are talking about this now. This is still a sleeper, and I'm not surprised to say that this is going to do 100x plus. We're still sitting below 5 million market cap, which blows my mind that it's still so freaking cheap. And yeah, it's a no-brainer that it's going to do 100x plus. Arbitrum is a layer 2 for Ethereum that hasn't gone through a bull run before. However, it's so freaking centralized and it's so high market cap that I do believe it's going to struggle a lot to give high returns for investors. I'm going to say 10x. Could do more, could do less, but yeah, I think 10x is relatively sound. Tectum is a very good project. It's a layer 1 built for finance. And it's also a layer 2 with the soft node technology, essentially zero gas fees between different crypto. You can scale Bitcoin and have it actually more decentralized, because the transaction is not going to appear on the blockchain, but it's essentially going to be sent to the Tectum soft node, and it's not going to sit on the Bitcoin blockchain. So it actually provides more anonymity, and perfect anonymity, to crypto transactions. This is a very legit project. It's backed by institutions, and institutions are gonna love this project because it really appeals to the smart money. However, it's quite large in market cap. I'm not gonna say 100x from here, from this level. I think that it sits between the 20 to 50x territory. I'm gonna be relatively optimistic and gonna say 50x. However, it might be a little bit of a stretch. Gala is a project that if you still hold it, you probably are just keeping the bags from the previous bull run, or you just don't do much research in crypto. I don't want to spend too much time and waste time with projects that have literally no future. I'm going to say a 3x, and I'm being relatively optimistic. It's massive in market cap, and nobody cares about this project anymore. And if people are telling you to buy this project, again, they're trying to make you become their exit liquidity, so don't trust those people. Lithium is another project that I would definitely consider if I was looking to a mid to high cap for risk diversification. I can predict similar outcomes to what I was predicting in terms of Tectum. However, I do believe that Tectum offers a better project, so I'm gonna say 20x. Token is probably one of my top gaming projects right now. I do believe that it's way better than PCP for multiple reasons, for the double reward system that they have in place, for also the fact that this is built on Solana, so in my opinion, it's gonna follow the movement of Solana. The market cap is not that high. I could honestly say 100x, but I want to be relatively conservative, and I'm gonna say 50x. However, if you had been in my Patreon, you already would be a 5 to 6x up, so you will be in for multiple 100x's. The Unfettered Souls. This is another gaming project that follows the Dark Souls trend. Super bullish on this project. It's still sitting below 2 million in market cap, so I'm gonna say 50 to 100x territory. I'm gonna say 100x. It's relatively risky. However, I am a strong believer that they're going to have a very serious product, and also with the payment solution that we've implemented that bridges the gap between Web 2 and Web 3, I'm super bullish on it. And yeah, maybe it's a bit of a stretch, but I'm going to say 100x plus. Mira could be my favorite gaming project in terms of like an all-encompassing environment. It's a layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum for third-party developers to build games. There's going to be hundreds of games being released in the next couple of years. They still don't have a single game release, so you're taking a bit of a risk with this project. However, it's probably going to do extremely well. 100x could be a bit of a stretch, so I'm gonna say 50x. However, it could still be in the 100x territory given the recent correction it has had. Prop chain is probably the only real world asset in this list. I also have another one, but I'm not gonna reveal it yet because it's one of my Patreon secret picks. This bridges the gap between the blockchain and real estate. It has a very clear use case. My only concern is the fact that there's going to be heavy regulations coming into the market. However, they are also based in Dubai, which is a very crypto-friendly environment. And because of that, I do believe that it's going to shine. However, a lot of concerns, a lot of potential lawsuits. So I'm going to be relatively conservative. I'm going to say 20x. But it could arguably do 50x plus. Shrapnel is right now the best looking Web3 game. It's built on Avalanche, which I'm also very bullish, as I was mentioning before. The market cap is very high, and that is the only reason why I don't believe that this is going to give very high returns. I'm going to say 20x, and I'm also being a bit too optimistic, perhaps, into this project. It's probably going to sit between 10 to 20x from these levels. And to conclude the list, ChainGPT. I'm not super bullish on the project per se, but I'm very bullish on all the partners that they're backing. AI Tech, there's Little Up Games. So just because of it and just because of the connection that they have in the industry, I do think that it's going to do quite well. However, this is not something that I would include in my portfolio, but I'm still going to say that this is going to do a 20x. Okay, so this is it for this video. Wow, this was long. I hope that you guys got some value out of this. And as always, I'm going to remind you guys that if you want to find out about these gems first, before I bring them out to my YouTube channel, get all my buy and sell alerts and join literally the best community in crypto right now. You should join the Patreon. This is where it's at. You don't want to be a lone wolf investor. If you really want to succeed in this bull run, you might have literally a once in a lifetime opportunity to change your financial situation and make millions and create generational wealth in the bull run. All the benefits are listed here, so I'll leave the link down in the description if you're interested, or you can literally just scan this QR code and we'll take you to the landing page. So I hope to see you there and speak to you very, very soon. And as always, until then, take care for now.